Hello everyone, welcome to another planty video. It is me, Desiree, and today we're gonna do a little check-in on my boyfriend's plant collection. You know my boyfriend, he's right here. He does like to maintain his anonymity, so he picked out a celebrity he wanted me to tell you all that he was, and he chose Danny Trejo. So as far as you know, Danny Trejo is my boyfriend. But he has a small plant collection and I want to show it to you. I did, was it already well, obviously it was last year sometime. I thought it was already a year, but I want to say it's been like 6 months, maybe 6 months-ish, that I showed you his plant collection, and it hasn't grown very much. The plants have grown, but the amount of plants I think is exactly the same. Nothing has perished, but I want to show you how they're doing now. I'm gonna link the original video down below in case you want to see how the plants were back then. There's only one plant that I cannot bring in here because it's so freaking big. I'm gonna have to go show it to you in the other room on the floor because it's just grown so much. But without further ado, let me bring in some of the plants I can show you in here. BRB. Okay, so let's start with Edgar, the Raven ZZ. I bought this for him maybe a year and a half ago at this point. It looks good. It's very dusty. Not to say that that's a bad thing because all of my plants are freaking dusty. This one definitely needs water. I'm gonna water this right after this video. And I feel like it also needs a little soil refresh or a little like aeration or something because the soil's looking a little old. Also, it's never been repotted other than when I first potted it into this almost 2 years ago now. So the plant is doing well. It lives in the kitchen in a dark corner, and the only light that this plant gets is the night light that's like right here that stays on all night long. That's the kind of the light it gets, and then ambient light throughout the day, but that's kind of it. The plant has grown a few branches here and there. Nothing crazy. Oh crap, look, this one's broken. How is that even surviving? This branch has split. You know what? I'm gonna tie this up like this with the little, the plant Velcro or maybe a little clip, because I don't want that leaf to break. Let me try to just like twist it. Okay, that's fine. You can't even tell it's broken. Yeah, the plant is doing good. He loves the plant. He has a very particular way of doing plant care. I come by and I greet all my plants and I dust them and I tell them they're beautiful. He comes over and shakes the plant like this and goes, "Grow, idiot!" That's what he does. It makes me laugh so much, but it's just funny. So yeah, anyway, here's Edgar. He's doing well. I just shook a bunch of soil, shook a bunch of soil out. Who am I, Sean Connery? Okay, next plant. Mabel. Some of you may remember Mabel. She's doing well. Mabel now has a really long vine. Mabel is a golden pothos. I thought it was a Hawaiian pothos when I first saw this plant. If you don't remember the story of Mabel, it was actually this time last year. It was May of last year, exactly. I was on a no-buy, a plant no-buy. It's kind of what I'm doing now, where I put up a video every day and I try to just really engage with my own plants and appreciate them. And we were out at a nursery and I saw this plant and I was like, oh no, if only I wasn't on a no-buy, I would buy that plant. And he was like, well, I'll get it for you. And I was like, no, I really don't want it. But if I could have it, that's what I would pick. But I don't really want it or anything. Anyway, he bought the plant and I thought he was going to give it to me because the way he said, it sounded like he was going to give it to me at the end of the month. He ended up keeping it and potting it and naming it and loving it. And now it's his plant. It's not my plant at all. But Mabel is doing well. He named her. She's one long vine. She's really grown a lot in the pot here. And this plant is doing well. I just watered it the other day. And it's in a terracotta pot and it's also sitting in the south window. So she gets a lot of sun exposure. So this plant dries out all the time. I want to say at least once a week. It's all wilted. So constantly watering it, but it's doing really good. He likes to keep it in the south window. I personally wouldn't put a pothos in the south window, but she's doing good. Like, she obviously likes it. So yeah, Mabel's doing good and she's grown and grown and grown and she's beautiful. I'm not jealous at all of this plant. How could I forget about the aloe? He grew this plant from one of those like small $5 ones you kind of find at Walmart that's all messed up. This was that plant. And it has just completely exploded. I keep this plant right underneath the skylight in the living room, and it loves it there. It loves it so much. It has popped out tons and tons of new plants growing everywhere. I accidentally broke this arm the other day because I don't know what I was doing. I think it was one of the days when I was cleaning all of my own leaves, and I asked him, hey, can I clean the aloe? And he said, sure. And I went to move this and it snapped, and he said, why did you break his arm? He could not get over it. He was so distraught, and I was like, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna heal. And it did. You know, it'll kind of scab over, like it's gonna stay bent like that, but it's okay. It's okay. Immediately he wanted to go break one of my plant's arms. I don't remember what plant he said, but he said, come here, so-and-so, I'm gonna break your arm. It was really funny. Anyway, this is the plant. I love it. I always want it. And anytime the new little babies were growing, I was like, can I have one of those? Can I please have a part of your plant? And he goes, no, you never wanted an aloe. And now I'm jealous of it. I love it so much. It really needs water. I'm gonna go water it right after this. But yeah, his aloe, doing good. It's crazy, it's wild. I love everything about it, and I'm definitely not jealous at all. I love this one, actually. Okay, let me take you into the other room now so we can see the big one, Elvira. So this is Elvira, the imperial red alocasia. She's humongous. I think he measured this plant, and I want to say it was like almost 4 feet tall. It's huge. It's huge. The leaves on this plant have gotten so big and so beautiful. This was one that he bought at Trader Joe's. I was on my no-buy again last May. I thought it was a pink dragon alocasia, and I was like, oh my god, if only I could buy that, but I'm on a no-buy. Pay no attention to that dead McDowell leaf over there. We're not talking about that right now. Anyway, I put the plant back, and then he ended up buying it and loved it, and he has grown it to be this giant plant now. The leaves are huge. It's beautiful. Every time a new leaf comes out, he's like just obsessed with it. I think one of these was the newest leaf. I don't remember which one it was. For some reason, I think it's this one, but I don't really remember. I can't carry this in there to show you because it's way too big. I feel like when he first bought it, it was like, I don't know, it was not this big. I was able to carry it in there and show you in a video, and now I cannot because she's a large lady. She's large and in charge. So that's it. That's the update on my boyfriend's plants. There were a couple of other plants that he did get. Not really. I bought them, and I said I bought it for you. He actually set up a table in the kitchen to put his plants on, but turns out that alocasia needs so much freaking light. So it literally lives under the skylight on top of the countertop. Luckily, we have like enough counter space where it's not in the way, although it's really tall. It's not in the way or anything. But he couldn't keep anything on that table because it just doesn't get enough light where it's at. And the whole plant kept turning to get to the light. So we don't keep it. He doesn't keep anything on the table now. I did buy him a philodendron summer glory. I bought it for him for that table, but the plant was going crazy on that table because it wasn't getting any light. The stems were getting so long and stretched out. So I moved the plant somewhere else. I don't even think he knows I bought it for him at this point. It's been incorporated into my own plant life, but that's it. Those are his plants. A little update on how they're doing. They're all doing really well. This one hasn't changed too much, but the others are doing great, especially Elvira. And I'm not jealous at all. I don't always think about taking my own alocasias in there to be next to her as inspiration. I never think about that. But anyway, that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe so you don't miss my next one, and I will see you later in another video. Goodbye.